Grow up anywhere or
No,
I
he's
think
not.
Bill got herpes.
serious?
Yeah, he got the clap, and he's not gonna be able to make it to the show.
The last message I seen was he's squeezing in. All right.
Yeah,
Told him to wear something. You know, it's always important.
Listen,
Yeah,
why is he not here?
because he got a new job with Chris. Have you seen his background?
Oh yeah, he's gonna cameo right now. He's gonna walk in, and you're gonna see Bill sit on the couch. That would be awesome.
Hey, I'm here for the interview.
Yeah, we gotta do some we gotta do some like Photoshop pictures of people sitting on the couch.
Oh
and,
my
like,
god,
Photoshop them into the background.
that's hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Oh man,
What was it called? The casting? What?
the casting couch,
That's
man.
the casting
Yeah,
couch.
that's what it was. That's right.
I think that's like the universal name for black leather couches, right?
That's hilarious.
I thought it would be pretty funny if I actually got one of those couches in my office. I don't know. My wife wouldn't get the joke because she has no idea what that is. So I thought that would be hilarious, though.
Look at Joe's camera. Look at Joe. His mic is huge. It's like the size of
Sure. So I'm sitting like a Mongolian here. Okay, the mic's right here. I got everything so close to me. Oh man! But I was gonna say, Chris,
a Mongolian.
tell your wife to come in for an interview, right? Oh man!
We do our next
Come on, honey.
husband and wife podcast or video.
Yeah.
And she would be so mad at me because she honestly wouldn't even know what that is. She'd be like, wait, after the fact. And yeah, it'd be a little.
You change the music and you get off air.
Oh, man. She'd be pissed.
Should I call Bill and see where he's at, or where
Somebody call him.
He'll show one of these days.
Hold on, let me see if I get my phone attached to this.
Listen,
thing.
the show can't start without him. He's the official starter.
Yeah, every time. One. Does it work?
Your mic does look funny, Joe.
It's huge. Pull it closer to your face, bro.
Do you mic, bro? Oh, I sure do. Bam. Oh, I could do that. That's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that?
Oh, we don't have to call him.
Why? He's here?
He probably didn't even.
Is the mic working?
The mic is working.
As you can tell, I didn't have time to set up my green screen. I literally just sat down.
Well, good thing we all set up ours because yours is all your camera's all messed up now with the settings. So, FYI,
Yeah.
it's good.
How's it? Well, what are you guys doing? Your weird pipe backgrounds or something?
Well, I had a cool background actually.
You guys sharing a background?
Well, we are, but I had my see. How can Bill see my background? Can he see? Oh, he can see it if I make
Yeah,
it.
you can see it in the live. Yeah.
I'll make mine. This is my background, Bill.
It looks like
Got a new couch.
what is
Let's see
that?
let's see if he gets it.
Yeah,
In that movie.
no, not the movie. There's the casting couch. That's what it is. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Mhm. I bet a lot of people get banged on that table.
Oh, did I? No, I never noticed. There's an actual video camera sitting on the desk right there in front of the casting couch. I never noticed.
I was wondering what that was. There you go.
I was thinking,
Right.
it's like, my first thought was that's a fleshlight.
Oh man.
Oh,
What's going on, Bill?
Shoot. Parents stopped by for a surprise visit.
Well, hold on a second. Your mom knows Fridays are off limits.
Yeah, she's like,
Well,
my
see,
number one fan.
They do they have a towing business, right? And they just happen to have a tow, or a car got smashed up, and the person, for whatever reason, lives around me. So they drove the car. They didn't drive the car. They hauled the car 3 hours from their house down here. So I was like, well, sort of coincidence.
You should bring your mom on the show. Let's meet her. Old
No,
Bob-
they just left.
old Mrs. Maxwell.
She wouldn't want to. She'd be too embarrassed.
Adam tried to entice you in chat. He put a picture of a moose or deer with fucking. That was good. That was good.
I don't get the reference.
You asked.
Winchester 156. Yeah, my pineapple couch would go really well with my cool pineapple cup.
Is that a Yeti?
Yeah, I mean it's not an actual Yeti, but
Yeah, it's like an off-brand. It's a
it
Betty.
works the same.
Betty.
You Betty?
Yeah.
It's a Betty pineapple cup. And my wife's is even better. My wife's is hot pink.
What does she
Like-
think about hers?
She actually thought it was pretty funny. She
Was it
told
a-
me, like, she
Was
told
it offended by it?
that no, she thought it was hilarious.
Because there was like 1% of me was like, well, I don't know if I should push this thing any further.
You know what? She's getting a kick out of it now. Like this morning, she said something to me that,
Lucky I didn't send the full body condoms with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
apparently it's like really becoming thing on social media right now. Everybody talking about pineapples and like there's little memes going around and things like that. And my wife's like, I can't escape it. Everywhere I go, there's something talking about being a swinger.
It's just the way of the world now.
No,
You just got to tell her just to embrace it.
that's why I told her just embrace the
Just
pineapple.
embrace it.
It's
Just- You can't outrun it because pineapples roll downhill.
the pineapple chose us. We didn't choose it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, crap, man. So how was your guys' week? You guys do anything cool? Anything fun?
No, it was actually extremely slow for me as far as like work goes. Stress level was through the roof as usual, but work, nah, I don't know. I'm always like bummed out, like thinking everybody's not going to eat their hours and stuff, but I don't know why, because half the time some of them don't deserve their
Yeah,
hours.
sometimes I forget, like you as a business owner, that's one of the stresses that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
But me, like when it's slow, I'm like, I'll take the slow days. I'll take the slow weeks. I like my overtime, but I take the slow times when they come.
Me personally, this is my favorite time of the year, not COVID bullcrap, but like just the slow time of the year because I get to take like 2 days off, like, hey, take a couple days off, go away for the weekend, turn your phone off for a day, like that.
Oh man,
But with all this crap going on right now, it's just, it's
you just can't turn your phone off.
no,
It's
Nope.
just bonkers.
nope.
Shoot.
What about you guys up top?
I'll let Adam go.
I was calling Joe today. I was doing my first Tecmar 654 snowmelt control, and it was actually twinning two of them together, which I don't think Joe's ever done. But I
Never
was,
done myself. No.
I was doing the setup on it. Joe's like, just call me. I have everything memorized. I'll go through it with you. We could do it no problem. And I call him, and he's like, I'm eating dinner right now. I can't talk.
had people here. I'm eating dinner. And I go, why are you text me saying you need me? And then he called, but I picked up after you were on your way home, but it was after the fact. I know.
Huh. So wait, now let me try to follow this. You have twin pumps or something? Is that what you're talking about?
It's 2 zones. It's a 2 zone.
2 zones
system. Yep.
on a snow melt?
Yep.
Like, why would you want only half of the whatever zone you're controlling? Why would you only want that one to turn on?
I was actually talking about, me and Joe were discussing like what I should have done is done 3 zones. Really, I should sell him another 654 and do 3 because there's 3 different climate areas that he's using. There's one that's concrete in slab. There's one that's heating the stairs of a wooden deck. And there's another one where they embed the PEX in concrete on a deck with wood laid on top of it. So, yep.
The only time I've seen 2,
and you still sorry to interrupt, Joe.
That's all good. It's all good.
So, and you still wouldn't want those all because they're all like outside, right? And you still wouldn't want them all at the same like temperatures.
Well, yes and no. I mean, the thing is, like, you would want them to melt at different, you know what I mean? Because they're going to melt at different speeds, right? Because like the slab is the best, so that's going to go off the quickest. And then
cement, yeah.
And my guess would be the wooden stairs would be second, and then the slab with the wood on top of it would be third. So
I'm going reverse. I'm going stairs third because I don't know that behind bullshit. It's always failed me. So remember that slab on the deck is just covering the tubes, and that's it. Then you got the wood right there, so it's gonna be pretty good.
You might be right. I don't know.
Yeah, the only time I've seen 2 thermostats with like together was at a commercial building, and they just use it for extra, pretty much safety. One fails, they'll still modulate on the other one. That's the only time I've seen it. Extra security, really.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
It's okay.
I'm barely hanging on. All I know is that there's melting snow on decks.
Snow. I saw snow on TV one time. Like it looked pretty good.
I'm thinking like, why can't you just wire in like a defrost clock? You know, like get yourself a Grassland 8450, wire it in there, get yourself a defrost termination fan delay switch. Keep it.
The only thing we use refrigeration is maybe a modulating made by Danfoss, right, Adam? Danfoss Emery, whatever it is.
What's that?
Modulating valve.
Sporlan, bud. Sporlan. Come on.
I'm just sorry.
Oh, hold on a second. I gotta say something. I don't know. We still haven't discussed this yet because it's like it's all business on Fridays and then BS the rest of the week. But we need to figure out about Christmas, guys.
I'm already ordering, bud.
Because Susie Dunn sent me an idea for Chris, and I think it's brilliant.
Oh, on the email, but she sent it to general email. That means he's gonna.
I don't read that email, so don't worry about it. I don't ever log in there. Honestly, I think I remember the password, but I don't log in. I got enough crap going on. So,
thanks, Chris.
Hey, what are we doing with the Christmas stuff here?
I'm already ordering your guy. I already got one thing done.
We kind of had it sorted out, and then like I've been asking for details for like a week and a half, and everybody's like, "Hey, let's talk about boilers and snow melting in the chat." And I'm like, "Hey, what are we doing?" And they're like, "Hey, what about boilers again?" I'm like, "God,
get out of here!"
Your fucking boiler."
I gotta say, the last 2 weeks, Bill and Chris have been non-existent. It's been me,
that's true,
and Joe and Yamo.
If you'll notice, like as the boiler talk goes up, like Bill and Chris are like,
No, this week you must have been busy, Bill.
Nice, amazing background.
That is
you like that one, huh?
That is amazing.
Oh my god!
I'll leave that one on for a while.
Bill, should I ask what the hell you've been up to this week?
Yeah, man, it's been a bumpy ride this week. It's been all sorts of ups and downs, but mostly throughout the week, despite all the craziness, I was content all week. It was kind of a strange feeling, like surreal, where you're like, even though the wheels are coming off the train, I'm like, hey, I don't own the train. I don't know. I'm not even driving. I'm just here. And I'm in a rail car full of pillows.
This week ended for me with just the shittiest service call ever.
Is that if I can ask, is that the video that you sent?
Yeah. So I got a service call from one of my customers, and I'm just gonna go with it. Hold on, let me get this ridiculously stupid background off because I can't take myself seriously right now.
Come on, man. That's like the cover of a Trapper Keeper.
Yeah,
amazing.
So So, oh god, a Trapper Keeper, dude. Is that the one that had the little pockets that opened up and you
Oh
had
yeah,
in it too? Yes.
you could organize your whole life with that thing.
And it had like no, but what was the thing that had the hidden compartments?
I think it was Trapper Keeper.
Was it? Was that? Yeah,
Yeah.
and it had like little pockets, and you could.
Oh yeah.
I feel like when I
pockets.
was a kid though, we always had like the off-brand Trapper Keeper, so it was like the crappy version, and all the other kids
drawers
had,
were open all the way.
yeah.
And like the 3 rings were just off enough where like the paper was ripping and folders wouldn't fit in there.
Yep.
And kids made fun of you.
Yeah.
So I knew this call was coming. I've known about it for about 3-4 days where we had a customer that called us and we've been out on a reach-in. This will be the 3rd time. So this was the 3rd time that I went out there. We replaced an evaporator coil and expansion valve in August. No, this will be the 4th time. Then another one of the techs went out and found that the temperature controller was bad. So he changed the temp control, and then a couple days later, he got called back out again and realized that the temp control didn't fix the problem and that it had a refrigerant leak. So then he fixed the refrigerant leak, and then it's now been a couple weeks, and then this call came in again, and I'm like, okay, I got to take this call. So I go out there, and I kind of already had an idea because I called the tech, and I'm like, hey, so what happened? And he just gave me the rundown, and what he told me, I was like, all right, I know I'm walking into a shitstorm. So I walked in there. I'm kind of embarrassed already because this is the 4th time we've been out there, so what the hell? And the worst thing is right when I walk in the door, the owner of the business looks and she goes, you don't know how much relief I felt when I saw you walking through the parking lot.
Oh man.
I hate that. As much as I used to love it when I was just a service tech, I hate that now because that's basically, she said, I don't want to see this other person anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck.
They know dick all.
Did you
I
give
don't
her
want to see any of your employees.
Did you give her a big spoon of the big picture?
So I walked
You'd be
back.
like, yeah, you and 100,000 other ladies and women in later or something. I don't know.
So I walked back to the reach-in, and again, I didn't even really know what this thing was. So I walked back and I look at this reach-in. It is a single door true cooler, 32 inches wide, just a single half, not even a tall box, just a tiny box with an open top. Tiny little, like the reach-in probably cost $3,500, like nothing, And I'm pulling up the invoicing and I'm looking at the invoicing. And in August, we changed an evap coil, capillary tubes, dryer, and I think it was like $1,600 in repairs. Like the thing should have never been repaired.
There.
It's like should have just changed the damn thing. But so I go to the reach-in and immediately I kind of already had a hunch. So I just turn everything off and I get my leak detector out and I start looking for a leak. And sure enough, I find a refrigerant leak in the evaporator. So I pull the evaporator apart and I'm extremely frustrated because when I'm pulling the evaporator apart, every screw is different. So we lost all the screws. We've been the only person to ever work on this. So we've lost all the screws, they put different screws and everything. That just pisses me off.
Like a wood screw and then a self tapper.
Just a bunch of crap that shouldn't be in there, And then I get in there and there's this giant monstrosity of someone took like a 5/8 inch coupling and tried to use it as a coupling for 1/2 inch. They pinched it
to the side.
pinched it to the side, and sure than shit, it's leaking right there. But then I should have freaking had a video ready. But then I grab my mirror and I'm looking at it, trying to see if there's more leaks. And there's this giant snot rocket hanging off the bottom of the braze joint with just big old dribbles of solder. And it's like, what the hell?
Solder or a cold joint?
No, someone just, I don't know, dude. Beyond me.
Don't they carry like swedge kits on their truck? What's the thing? Like, why would you use a wrong size coupling? Why not swedge it?
I don't know, dude. That my guys have swage kits. Like my only guess is that when he was taking out the old evaporator, he cut it at the wrong place and threw away the other part or something like that. So he didn't have I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm trying to rationalize stupidity.
So the previous guy that was out there, is he the one that was like fixing the previous leak? Or like, because you said you replaced an evaporator back in like August or whatever.
The previous guy has been the only person on this job.
Okay. So he's been chasing out his own mistakes.
He's been chasing out his own mistakes.
But you said the evaporator was leaking. Was the actual evaporator leaking or like the line
No,
running?
it's leaking on that joint.
Okay.
It's leaking on the joint of where, and it's a tiny true reach-in. And I can tell you just by looking at it, what more than likely happened was we ordered an evaporator, capillary tubes, and a dryer, and someone didn't order the accumulator. And on these true reach-ins, they have this tiny little accumulator that's like 2 inches wide. It's about this small. It fits in there. and he probably had to try to make that existing accumulator work, didn't have the right fittings, didn't bother to tell anybody, or didn't bother to go get the parts that he needed, and he just tried to jerry-rig it. And basically, bottom line, I looked at this thing, and I'm looking at everything, how he ran the temp control and everything, and I just said to the owner, I said, you know what? The coil's leaking. It's a defective coil. I'm just going to order everything all over again. So when I left there, I ordered a new evaporator, new capillary tube, new temperature controller, new dryer, and I'm going to give them $1,500 worth of repairs because I can't handle to have another callback because there's another leak somewhere else that I can't.
Yeah.
All this on a reach-in that I've now bought them a new reach-in.
Exactly.
Now,
I literally bought them a new reach-in when I get done with this next repair.
You give him any kind of a deal, anything because of the situation?
No, because that's just gonna, once you go down that path, I mean, of course I would do that if I ever had to, but once you go down that path, you open the floodgates for sometimes stuff happens. This one was ridiculous, but again, at this point in time right now, I wasn't forthcoming saying, you know, oh my gosh, it was our big mistake and all this. It has a leak in the evaporator coil. I'll replace it under warranty.
What about, I don't know, I guess you'd have to word it differently, but if you told them, you know, here's what happened, this is bad, it's not cost effective to put any more work into this thing. How about we just forget this ever happened, you buy a new one?
You mean the customer or me buy it for him?
No. The customer buys a new one. You just forgive all the charges.
Oh, yeah. I guess you could do that. But I mean, honestly, I was actually impressed. I actually pulled up I kind of thought like, hey, did we screw up and forget this reach-in was under warranty? Because it looks perfect. It's shiny. It's like, it looks like it's been hidden in a cabinet. So it looks in good shape. So I'm going to fix it, but
just wait till next month when the compressor gives away.
Well, that's what I was just sitting there thinking about it after I left. I'm sitting there thinking, man, I hope there's nothing wrong with that compressor. You know, like, good grief. But that
looks like it was leaking on the suction line, right?
Yeah, it was leaking out the evaporator. But the thing is that on one of the previous repairs, we went out there and we found that it was leaking at the suction stub tube on the compressor. But it wasn't. You know, like, it's just stupid. So someone couldn't figure out that they had a leak. It was super easy for me to find it. But
that's a perfect segue into the story behind our little thumbnail. Where have all the cowboys gone?
Send it. Where have all the cowboys gone?
You just can't find good help. You really can't.
You know, but the thing is that, like, not to kill my technician. Like, he's a good tech, but this was a colossal mistake. And it compounded. And this is what happens for people because I've been there too. You know, you go and you do something and you're embarrassed and you tell the customer, you lie to them because, oh my gosh, no, it had this wrong or whatever. You know, you do whatever you have to do to make it right. You know, you don't rip the customer off, but sometimes you tell fibs. But then the problem is you get caught in that, and then it compounds and compounds. And it turns into a giant thing.
Yeah.
It turns into a ridiculous thing, and it just gets bigger and bigger. So it just, you know, it's if you can just own up to the crap in the beginning, hey, I made a mistake. This is what we need to do to fix it. You know, it's so much easier. So you guys, I'm distracted right now because there's a whole private chat going on.
Sorry,
talk and be serious, and they're over here talking about wieners and the private chat and stuff. And
what private chat are you guys talking about?
Joe's like moving. Joe's moving around. It's screwing everything up.
Oh my god!
Ruining the lighting, ruining the whole mood of this show. We were trying to be serious and have a good production, like actual YouTube people do.
You see how you what? He's uncomfortable. You see how he's sitting crooked right now?
Sure.
It's like you're right in the middle seat of a stick shift truck.
Yeah. Remember that me? I don't know if I sent it in the chat when the guy was on the stool and it broke. No? Okay, forget it.
I saw it. I remember it, Joe.
When he sat there just kind of chilling.
Yeah,
for a split second.
He's like, huh. That was weird.
The pole went in his butt, and he just sat there and he like accepted his fate for like 10 seconds or something. And then he stood up.
Nothing I can do now.
Oh man,
we got this far.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you know, honestly, today, I was a little ticked off. Hopefully, he's not watching. One of the guys, but
do we all have stories about our?
Well, you know what? You know what? This is. Look at my fingers, still black from whatever iron and that. You know what happens? You know that spray foam. The spray foam gets on you, and then you touch other things, and it just stains your hands.
You know what you need? I don't have them right now, Joe, but you need to get you some of those the Refrigeration Technologies Viper wipes.
Yeah.
Dude, they take everything off.
That's what Jessica Egan was saying, that they take everything off.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get the Refrigeration Technologies Viper wipes. They got a pretty cool like strawberry smell to them too, but they have
fancy.
They have that it's like the heavy paper towel with the fiberglass reinforcement inside of it.
Nice.
Really scrub.
Like is it like the Great Wipes or stronger?
Yeah, it's like the Great Wipes, but I think that they're stronger. I like the Refrigeration Technologies
I use them for man wipes.
No way.
Huh? Why not?
That doesn't sound safe, dude.
I hope you don't flush those things, man.
Not safe.
Septic tank
You
failure.
need garbage disposal on the bottom of your toilet.
Hey, before I go to the next, what I was gonna say, Chris, actually, aren't we giving away some refrigeration technologies today? Maybe?
Yeah, we gotta figure out how to do that because I gave them away. So, Refrigeration Technologies, I was actually at their warehouse the other day picking up some stuff, and they brought up to me that they have this new 2-pack of Nylog, basically, and so it comes in this. The whole point that they wanted to like point out with this 2-pack, they gave me a few to give away, is that it's reusable. So I guess there's a bunch of people out there that are worried about Nylog leaking everywhere. And when that happens, you can put it back in this little clamshell, I guess. And I've never had Nylog leak in my bag personally, but
I can see where they're coming from, though.
Yeah. So they made this little thing right here, so that way. But
so
anyways,
that's like a 2-year supply.
This stuff should last.
I know, right?
I don't go through Nylog very
I
quickly.
mean, I'll have that when I retire. I'm thinking.
Forever. But yeah, we got actually 2 of these to give away.
I bought this in 2015.
But so you guys got to figure out, because I'm not doing this one. You got to figure out how to give these away. I've got some other like koozies and stuff.
I'm sure this is gonna go smooth.
Well, I came up with a random person last time, and Joe was cussing me out. So you know.
Yeah. And Joe's like, well, pick a number. Pick 2 numbers that are closer together. No, pick another number. And then pick the opposite of that number.
This person one and this person one.
Yeah, he just touches the screen. It's like so unpolitically.
Yeah.
Joe, are you comfortable right now the way you're sitting?
Not really, but I'm going with it. So anyway, I'm gonna go back to my.
Well, wait. You might as well. We got everybody all excited. Give it, Joe. I need you to figure out how to give these away right now.
Okay, I'll think about it while I'm
No thinking about it. Do it right now.
Oh, I can't do that right now.
How close are you to your computer, Joe?
Oh, so close. It's like riding on me, but
Hold on. I've got
That's amazing.
behind me this green screen, and I've got 24 inches in front of me. So
Hey, that's not bad. Joe's he's sitting on top. Yeah, he's right on top of it.
right here. But anyways,
pretty good.
today I figured out I was in this condo, and I think I showed a little clip when that I was having some issues. But anyways, I accepted faith that sometimes if you have help that just shows up every day and tries, it's sad that you have to do this, but I just accept faith because you're never gonna get that perfect tech. It's hard to come by, and you know what? This is what I was mad about today. So every time I send him to guess something, and I guess stuff too, because I'm not one of those guys where I go for all the time. I know some guys do, but I'm not like that. He has to have a smoke. Why do you have to have a friggin' smoke every time you go out?
Yeah.
See, that's a fun. I used to be a smoker. It still baffles me. Like the guys that are like they smoke every single time they go down their van. Like you just went there 5 minutes ago. Is
No
it
kidding.
5 minutes so stressful? You need another cigarette?
And the asshole that I am, I'm not a smoker. I've never been a smoker, and I despise my mom who used to smoke. I fucking hate the shit. So I get sent over the edge when I could smell cigarettes on someone's clothes. It just fucking I'm done. Like,
not only that, dude, you're trying to diagnose. Like I was doing a startup, and I got this huge air handler that's doors open for this building, one part of the building, and I'm trying to diagnose something, and I'm telling him I need a tool or I'm trying to just figure something out, and you're like, when that time comes, just crunch time, and then this guy's going out, he's taking forever having a smoke, buddy. Do you realize what's going on here? The doors are all open, air is flying everywhere. You got steam going everywhere.
Kind of segueing from that, I want to complain about the guys and it's not all the guys that smoke, but some of the guys that smoke, they don't have any sort of idea like how bad it smells on them.
Yeah.
Like like their breath. Some guys that smoke chew gum or whatever, and they're like, yeah, I smoked. I'm gonna throw in a piece of gum or whatever. But and again, this varies depending on if you're like if you work by yourself all the time, no big deal. But if you're like working with Joe inside of Drake's house, and you walk in there, you're all disgusting, smelling like smoke.
Oh yeah,
blood on your boots and stuff. Like, yeah, it's probably
no
not
way
for you.
Or dude, go outside and go have a smoke in their driveway. Give me a break, dude. I don't want. I smoke sometimes. I don't care. But dude, there's a time and place for everything. You gotta
just flick the butt on.
Yeah, but here's the thing: a lot of people are. We just had this discussion the other day, right? A lot of guys, and I mean, most everyone, I guess, in the country and the rest of the world. Clive was talking about this the other day about how Americans work their asses to death and their hands to the bone and everything else. But like we were talking about this, like I'm like, am I crazy that I don't take like a lunch break during the day and breaks in that? And you guys are like, what's a break? Yeah, we just keep working all day long. And I'm like,
skipping your lunch is the most productive thing you can do.
It is. I'm sorry to say it is.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. I have to fight with my employees to get them to take lunch because legally, it's a nightmare. My insurance company and stuff, they audit me. And if we haven't shown that everybody's taking their lunch every day within the perfect spec time and all this crap, it's a nightmare. So we have to be on our employees. Like every week there has to be a lunch before the 6 hour period. They have to have a half-hour lunch. And so my guys are like, I'll just put it on my timesheet. And I'm like, don't tell me that. Do not tell me that you're going to fraudulently change your timesheet. No, no. You have to take a lunch. And they're like, no, I don't want to take a lunch. I'm like, I have no freaking choice. Like,
well, you know what I do, Chris? Honestly, this is what we get away with it because I'd rather get things done and want shit done. At the end of the day, put that extra time. Go ahead, put that, and hold on, and don't say about breaks because you stop every 5 minutes of a smoke break anyway. So you had plenty of breaks. Sorry, man. So I'll give you extra time at the end. We're just gonna get this done. If you want to stop for 10 minutes, 15, whatever.
Yeah, let's just say this: ignorance is bliss. But I can't know that this crap is going on.
Of course,
a lunch has to be on your timesheet, plain and simple. Before the 6th hour, you have to have a 30-minute lunch. Period.
I got you.
No buts about it. Before the 6th hour, there has to be a 30-minute lunch, and if there's not, we got to do something about it. So how that happens, but it better add up, and I better not find out that people are fudging their time. And I mean, however it happens, again, ignorance is bonkers. It's just freaking stupid. It's dumb that we have to do this in the state of California. I have to freaking force my employees to take a lunch when they don't want to take one.
It's because not having lunch causes cancer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to take lunch either.
No, half of them.
I'm surprised
because half of them just want to go home. So,
okay, I got you.
You guys remember the picture of that van that I shared with you guys?
Oh, I do.
That was a smoker. See, like not having that self-awareness, and it's not just like the van; it's like all around. Some guys that are like that, like it carries over to the way they come across as to customers. Now granted, I'm, I am what I am, but I take care of myself. I comb my beard. I wear a clean shirt. I put on deodorant, things like that. I keep my fingernails trim. I don't smoke. I don't smell too disgusting most of the time. But it's that self-awareness that some of these guys don't have.
So I got to say something too. I remember I see Ted in the chat, and I remember a story that Ted told, and maybe Ted can confirm this in the chat or something. But I remember Ted saying that he would be willing to pay for his employees cigarettes if they smoked on his time.
He does.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't do that here, but that's super smart. Yeah. And that's, because what does a pack of cigarettes cost here in California? It's like $10, isn't it, or something like that, or maybe more.
He buys them a carton per week.
Yeah.
If they smoke on his time,
like when it's convenient for Ted, and not. I understand it, and not at the crappiest times of the day.
Yeah, that is a good idea. If I was a smoker, I'd be like, yeah, you can pay for my smoking, dude.
Yeah.
It's, the other one that's good is buying their lunch, right?
Yeah. So the alternative to no leaning is showing us his nose.
Dude,
it's like you're practicing like your lean when you buy a low rider.
You know what? I didn't get, faced on. In
I
many
think we should
years.
all end the whole green screen thing until we all get it done together.
Looks good. Man. Looks good.
Oh man, I tried to get it to fall and it didn't fall.
Like I can see inside of Joe's nose. He's that close.
Oh, you serious? Oh my god,
Nice.
Joe, you're on an angle. You're leaning. I know.
What do you mean? I'm leaning back. I'm relaxing.
Lean.
I'm over here.
You got that lean.
Oh, I can't. Oh wait, I can do it.
Lean back. Lean back.
What is Chris doing now?
Let's all close our green screens.
Damn it.
Oh, dude, I can't even get up. I'm so close. I can't get up. I'm trapped.
Right. That's right. I don't have a green screen.
Just pretend, Chris.
I'm in the.
I mean,
Look it. You can see the freaking trap. There's too much crap in my garage.
yeah, I got
There
to
is a lot
just put that curtain back.
Holy cow. Yeah, you can leave. How about you leave yours up?
Yeah.
You leave yours up. We'll take ours down.
Thank you.
By the way, yeah, go ahead.
I was just say, so getting back on track about where have all the cowboys gone? Good technicians and whatnot. It's a subject that's been literally beaten to death millions and millions of times by podcasters and YouTubers and everybody else. But I think this week, like we literally all had, like Chris obviously had some fun with one of his employees. I've had certain adventures that I can't really share in this platform, but that goes all of that just to say, like, how do you get a good technician? I know they're out there, but is it that all the good technicians are just established at these other companies and they get paid so well that they don't even really want to think about leaving? Like, where is it? Where are they? And how do you get them? Like, Joe, let's say I'm one of your competitors.
Yes.
I find you on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? This guy's qualified. I seen his resume. I send you a message. We start chatting. Like, how, even though you're not actively looking, would you even entertain a conversation with another company?
What do you mean another company? Like, sorry, I kind of got lost.
Headhunt. Like somebody tries to headhunt.
You do. There's like other fancy companies in the world.
No. Sorry.
You wouldn't even entertain a conversation with somebody else.
Well, maybe, but honestly, I'm the type, Bill, I like to do things myself. So I know it's time that's sometimes hard to find, but sometimes if you really want something that hard, you have to go get it yourself. So I would go venture out to maybe a school. Actually, one of my helpers here is from a school I know of.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Joe.
So, no, but I'm just venturing off here, and that's sorry. Go ahead.
I can
Let
tell.
someone else answer that.
Well,
I think, Bill, I want to chime in. So I think that not common sense isn't as common anymore. It really isn't. And teaching it to the new people coming into the trade is very difficult. Unfortunately, common sense came from asshole parents. And these days I'm not an asshole dad. So my kids probably aren't going to have that common sense either. My kids don't know what it's like to not go without, to not be able to have freaking sushi for dinner or whatever. I mean, so I mean, but that really does change things. I mean, they don't feel like they have to work for what they want. That's exactly, they don't feel like they have to work for what they want. They want it.
That's 100%. Yeah.
And it's a bummer. But then you have people like me. I know that I'm an asshole. I know that I'm very particular in the way that I do things. It's funny. I was over at Refrigeration Technologies, and I can say this. I was talking to Mike Pastorello, and I was telling him, I've never had an eye-log leak. And he goes, but you're a very peculiar, meticulous person. And I go, hey, you know what?
In the same pocket with the top.
Same thing every direction. It goes in the same spot every time. And that doesn't mean that I'm better than anybody. I'm just that weird ass.
And I'm kind of pretty sure you close it all the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know what, guys?
It's about applying it too.
Check this out, guys. This Nylog right here has the new. It looks like the Elmer glue top.
Cool.
You just twist it and squirt it.
Yeah, but this Elmer glue top has been out for over a year now.
Yeah, I was gonna say they.
Yep.
I thought they were always like that.
The Nylog that I have still has the old top.
I don't have that problem. Because whenever I open one of those, I just use it all, so I don't really have to put it back.
One of those guys, eh?
Like Joe and the freaking leak lock stuff.
Oh yeah. So I changed my TXVs. I'm just squirting it on there like it's mustard on a hot dog.
Mustard on a hot dog. So you know what? How about this? Where do you guys look for employees, or where do you find your employees, Chris? How about you, Adam, Bill? Where do you think the best place is to get that employee?
I'm okay. The two best employees that we've ever had working for our company, we do not have them. Our problem was we made mistakes and we didn't keep them. There was lots of things that we could have done to keep them, but one of them got burnt out and changed industries. And it was interesting too, because he started probably 5 years after I did working for us. And he started from the ground up, knowing nothing about air conditioning, worked with me. We worked up together. We were kind of equals for a long time. And then, I went higher in rank, and that created some animosity too. But
Of course.
But then we hired another guy, and the other guy started from the ground up too. He was just mechanically inclined. He had no HVAC skills, and we trained him, and he became probably, between those two guys, they were our best mechanics we've ever had working for us. And we just couldn't keep them because of pay, because of we were too busy, all different things, lots of things that, in hindsight, there's many things we could have done to keep them, but we didn't. We were oblivious to it. We were ignorant to it, whatever. So, but I think training them from the ground up is the only way that it really works.
I go ahead.
No, go ahead, Adam. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I want to know, how, because I own my own company. What do people want? What would you want to move and jump ship and go to another company?
Exactly.
Like, everyone in the chat and anyone that's reading this or watching this, and that you could post in the comments, what would it take for you to leave your company and go and better yourself at another company? What would you want?
Because
from my experience, it's no on-call and a $5 pay raise.
From what I hear and from what I see benefits, and I see obviously money, and I see, I guess, pension or stuff like that, things like that.
Let me tell you this, something that's crazy. In the last 15 years, there have only been 2 people at my company that have ever contributed to their 401k that we match 5%.
That's bonkers, man.
Yeah.
5%.
The 2 people is myself and my dad. We are the only people at our company that contribute to the 401k.
That's borderline dumb. It's free money.
Right.
Free money.
Well,
Free
I'll
money.
tell you, kind of going off of what Adam was talking about there. I'm on LinkedIn, all sorts of other social media platforms, and the headhunters, they don't contact me every day. I'm not that special, but every once in a while you get these emails through Indeed, through LinkedIn, through whatever. And they're always like, hey, I noticed your resume. Would you be interested in this and this and this, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I'll look into it. I'll see what company it is. And, I'm always not actively looking for a new job, of course, but you always have to be open for a great opportunity, because that's how I got where I'm at now, is by being open to these conversations. So, if somebody were to come to me and, I guess if the initial conversation or the initial, however they contacted me, if I felt that had enough potential, I would look into the company and maybe entertain a conversation. But for me to even think about leaving, it's pay and benefits. I get pretty good benefits, pretty good pay where I'm at now, and most of these other companies just can't really compete with that.
Yeah, like Chris said, dude, when you have somebody, I know he's made a mistake. I'm pretty sure we all did. You have to treat him right, and you have to make him stay.
But
pay him the money. Yeah, go ahead. Even if you're losing,
but let me tell you something.
Yep, go ahead.
I have paid top dollar. Top dollar. I've paid borderline
above top dollar.
Above freaking top dollar.
Yeah.
And they weren't even worth that top dollar.
And that's what I'm saying. Incentives, whatever. And everyone, I do pay an accrued vacation. You accrue vacation time after the first year. You're not going to walk into a job and after 2 weeks, I'm going to take 2 weeks off this.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. You accrue your vacation time. But yeah, I just don't get it. Tell me what I need to do. It's very hard. I don't think I'm almost accepting the fate that I'm going to be a one-man show eventually.
I was gonna say just one more thing. Sorry, Bill. Another thing that keeps people there is you've been at a company so long. Keep them always entertained with new things. Like, oh, you know what? We see you're still working harder for us. You're finishing these jobs, running these jobs, getting these awesome jobs. We're gonna give you some profit from that job, and we're gonna give you some of the share from that job. That's got me interested and got me to stay.
Yeah, the other thing, kind of going off of that too, is change is hard for anybody.
True.
Let's say a company came to me and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to give you $5 raise, pay up your 401k, all these other amazing things," right? And I'm like, that's hard to say no to. But the first thing that once that's out of the way, I'm like, well, you're obviously paying me a lot more then. But once that's out of the way, you're like, then I have to change. I have to go to a new company. I have to reprove myself again.
Yeah,
I have to make
right.
new relationships. I like all these new things. I'm like, I mean, in my opinion, that's a whole nother section of money that goes towards that top dollar you want to pay me. Like, yeah, I know it is what it is, but you want me to be uncomfortable for the first year of me being there.
Yeah.
I wish, there's so many things. I'm probably my own worst critic, but like, I wish that it's just so difficult when we're busy. It's hard when we're small too, but I want to, like we spent a shit ton of money having someone write an employee handbook for us and like going through all this training. We paid some HR dude to come in and train, my dad, myself, my secretary. We all sat there and listened to all this mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, I would have done it for a couple of t-shirts.
Yeah.
And that was like a year and a half ago, and we still haven't implemented any of that crap, and it's like, man, but it's so inconvenient to sit down and do a write-up for someone to like reprimand them. So what I'm saying is what happens, and I know it is, when I get pissed off, I bottle it up, and then I bottle it up, and then I snap 2 months later.
You and me are the same. Like I start off, especially when I hire somebody, I start off like super friendly, like, "Oh, what's your wife do?" Blah blah blah. Like,
Oh, you gotta cut
how was
that
your
shit
weekend?
right
Blah, like talking nice and this and that, and
Yeah.
then like as time goes on, it's like you're letting me down, you're pissing me off, you're doing this, you're doing that. And it's like,
see,
I'm less and less talkative. You know what I mean?
I used to do that too. Like in my position where I'd hire a guy, I don't own my own company, but I was in a position where I would interview a guy, I would hire him, train him. And so I was like right there with him the whole time. I used to do that. Like I used to be that friendly boss sort of guy. Bug me every time. And now it's just like, I have these like invisible limits. Like I delve a little bit into the personal stuff just so you know that like, hey, I do care about your quality of life. I don't know your wife's name. I don't care how many kids you have. I might ask every now and again, just to show that I'm sort of personable, but we're not really going to be friends.
I've done again, growing up in this trade, I've worked with people, became their best friends. One of the best guys that ever worked for me was, he was at my wedding, all this stuff. And we got too close. And then the other really good tech that we had too, we got too close. And then what happened was we got really friendly. We used to go fishing together, all this stuff and hanging out. Yeah, exactly. But then there would be that level of
Joe.
That close.
There would be that level of respect. Go for it, Bill. Go for it.
No, wait.
Don't go with your
We got to figure out how to make my finger come out.
I don't know.
But then there would be that level of disrespect. We would be doing something and I'd say, hey, you need, you didn't do this right. You need to work on this. Like this could be done better next time or whatever. And then I would get this disrespect, like, and I realized really quickly, like, hey, you know what, that friendship done, like it was done, no more friendship anymore. And it was just business, and the interesting thing was that technician said something about it. He's like, something changed, you're not the same person, you're not friendly anymore. And we had to have a conversation like, look, this is business now. This is why
it changed, because he didn't respect those boundaries.
Exactly.
Like I had a similar conversation with my buddy John, who he was on the show a while back, and he makes a good point. You can be personable and somewhat friendly, but it really depends on who the guy is. Most guys, it's like they'll take advantage of that friendship, but like, for me, my old lead technician, I would consider us, good, not really friends, but we were more personable than he was with the other guys, because I respected those boundaries. I knew like, hey, business is business. After you get done telling me good stuff, bad stuff, we can get back to talking, shooting the crap.
See, I've had an issue in my past with, when my dad had his company and I worked for my dad previous to my company, and then my company as well, like hiring friends and not necessarily friends that do HVAC, you know. A good friend I grew up with, he was awesome. He was a hustler in the beginning, and then like things started falling apart in his life, and it was like a big, a shit show. And then it was like, I don't make enough money. I need to, let's talk about getting a raise. I can't pay my bills. It's like, well, you're fucking up shit all the time. Like, what are we talking about here? Let's go 2 months without flooding a ceiling in an attic, and then we'll discuss a raise. So in hindsight, in a way, I was like, maybe I should have put up with his crap because he was a decent, like, I wouldn't say he's like an A+ worker, but he's a freaking decent, he's a hustler, you know? But then like my best friend, like a dude that, meant the world to me, he wanted a job, he wanted to change careers, and I sent him to a school. He actually went to the school. It was like an in-depth school, a short-time school. He got his NATE certification within like 4 weeks. It was incredible. And he actually was running service calls very quickly by himself and everything else. But then like he started having hostility towards me. And he's like, I'm not making enough money. And then he started talking to the other employees like, why are we doing this? We're making Adam rich.
Yeah.
Look at Adam's lifestyle. We're making Adam rich.
Infection. It's an infection, man.
It is.
It is. And again, I'm not saying that there isn't business owners out there that take advantage of people, but to the untrained eye, so much goes on behind the scenes of a business owner that the employees will never know. Like, serious, never. Because there's things like genuinely, we're worried things are getting tight. How are we going to make payroll? But the employees never know that.
Right.
They don't have to worry
because we always make payroll. We drain our bank accounts. Payroll. We do whatever we have to do. But the employees don't know that stress, like of us, like, okay, we got to do this. We got to do this. Or our employees get laid off for COVID, like, oh my gosh, but we're worried because, they're not going to have health insurance. So we pay their health insurance for the whole time they're laid off,
and you're still running the business just so they have something to come back to.
Yeah. And I'm not saying this to flex or anything like that. I'm just saying like, these are the hidden, and there's stuff I can't even say. Like I legally can't say. There's shit that goes on that we business owners have to do to keep things afloat. And, we can't share that. And then you have to bottle that shit up. And, I
mean, there's been so many times that I have not taken a paycheck to make sure other people have taken a paycheck, And I'm not gonna lie, I am not the best business owner. I wish I could have known more from the beginning, but I'm like pushing myself to learn. I'm trying to get better as I go, but it's rough. It is freaking. There's sleepless nights. There's not like, dude, like you have like freaking indigestion, like the anxiety, everything like eats it. Like I wouldn't recommend owning a business. Let's be honest.
I owned a business for a while, and I'll probably never do it again because it was awful.
Well, let me say something though. What's interesting, okay? The successful business owners that I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of the successful business owners that I look at and I watch from the outside in, not knowing all the details, right? Through Facebook groups and whatever you see or you read about or all this stuff. The one thing that I'm starting to notice is that they run their business very cutthroat. And they run their business by the book. They have no problem firing an employee like that. They have no problem charging ridiculously high prices. And they have no problem just moving on, selling. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I don't run my business that way. I run my business with my heart, and I think about every customer. I care about every customer. They have my cell phone number. Call me when something happens.
Yeah, knock that stuff off.
Exactly. Okay. So the way that I look at it now is I have to make a choice. Do I want to be stressed for the rest of my life, but be able to sleep at night because I know that I don't feel like I'm ripping someone off. I'm not saying that people are, or do I want to become that business person that is business and, move on. And I'm more of the running things with my heart person, and I love being involved in everything, and I don't like to let things go. Like so I would kind of my choice to be that kind of a business.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, dude. I think you could still like be a good business guy going with your heart. I'm sorry, because I see it. I see it here. I don't think he does have to knock it out. I think you could still have a successful business running with your heart and not ripping people off. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think you got to rip everybody off.
This guy.
Rip them off. But I would say, for Chris, like over the next.
I'm sorry, Bill, real quick. Refrigeration Tech EQ or Refrigeration and Kitchen EQ Tech. Thank you so very much. That's the second super chat, dude.
Oh man, see, I haven't even
like nobody's even paying attention. You guys
told him thank you in the chat. I just didn't acknowledge it on here, so I'm sorry to cut you off, Bill.
Yeah, I would do it, but I can't move.
You're fine.
I can't even look at the chat.
He can't even touch his keyboard because his elbows are like.
Yeah.
But no, Chris, I would say like for the next 5 to 10 years, you should focus completely on growing that business so you can make it look really, really attractive and then sell it.
Yeah, if anybody wants to buy my business, I'll sell it for $2 million right now.
What's your end game? You're just going to work there till you retire and then
I haven't thought that far, dude. I'll tell you this right now. If my dad retired tomorrow, I would go work for someone.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's interesting.
But 6 months from now, I'm going to change my mind, I'm sure. But right now, at the stress level I'm at right now, hell no, I'm not doing this by myself.
Move to Michigan.
I gotta say, my dad is like the ringer for the company for me. He's like, I'm not saying he runs like 20 service calls a day, and he's not.
You're watching right now, you think?
Yeah, but he's doing estimates. He's taking care of all the crap that I don't take care of, and he does a great job at it. So.
I tried just to be by myself and branch and work. I didn't really succeed. This opportunity came and I have my own thing on the side and that's better. And thank God I have the opportunity later on to take over this guy's business. So I suggest if you're a young guy, be patient, go with a guy, work your ass off, and maybe he'll hand you his business.
It's
you know what I mean?
It's like you're in the backseat of a Ford Fiesta, Joe.
You see, Joe Corbin asked a question. He says, do the guys that own their own shop, do we do our own vehicle maintenance? No, I don't. I don't have time to do my vehicle maintenance.
Yeah, no. That's bonkers.
The downtime. Like, for instance, I've had employees get offended because I won't let them change their oil, because I won't let them do things, because they're like, but I can do it. And it's like, no, because I take it to the shop and they fix it. And if they don't fix it, those fuckers are giving me a rental car for free and, moving on. And employees don't see that.
I got to the point where I'm like that with everything, every aspect of my life, my house and everything else. You know what I mean? Where it's like, well, my lawnmower just died and I'm on 3/4 of an acre and I could buy a $4,000 wide riding lawnmower. Or I talked to the guy down the street who's cutting the neighbor's lawn, and he's like $40 a week. I'm like, okay, well, I could make that $40 super quick doing something else.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I was doing for a long, long time till my lawn mowing guy actually got a job doing HVAC and then joined a union. Because he I don't know how he found me, but I think it was YouTube or something. And then we got to talking. He's like, I was like, well, what do you do? I was like, well, landscaping. I'm like, dude, you want to do my lawn? He's like, hell yeah.
Nice.
And then a year and a half later, it's like, hey, I'm joining the union. I'm like, oh, God damn it, man. Why do you got to do that? Who's going to mow my lawn now?
Seriously? That guy only charges you $40 a week, Adam?
Yeah.
I think
Dude, that's freaking nuts, bro.
3/4 of an acre.
I was paying $50 a week.
I pay like $270 a month, dude.
How many times do they come over?
That's what I was going to say. It doesn't rain. So how's the grass growing?
They come every week, dude.
Do what?
I bet you I have a bigger
Roll the
yard than
stand?
My house is all grass though. It's a half acre and it's all
but like it doesn't rain, so how does it grow?
My freaking water bill that's $270 a month.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
They have to come over and constantly put his lawn out because it's always on fire.
Yeah, exactly. No, but as far as like the business and stuff, I have to. Again, I've had employees that get offended because I won't let them do maintenance and stuff. But no, it's a liability thing. It's all like. So if my employee freaking rotates his tires and a tire falls off going down the freeway, there's a problem,
Right.
That's why you let people do it that have
not
insurance.
just that though. Like, how much does it cost to change your oil? Like, you could make more money sending your employees somewhere.
An oil change for our vans costs us about $120. We do synthetic oil, and that's the thing too. I run synthetic oil in my vehicles. I
10,000 miles.
I push them 10,000 miles before an oil change. At 10,000 miles every oil change. So
it's funny. That was a good question though that guy said, because honestly, I remember back in the day, that was me at one time. Hey,
Yeah.
boss,
You
can I
know-
do the maintenance on these vans? Because I just like doing.
Well, I
anything
did it
we can.
too. No, I did
Yeah.
it too. When I first came to work for my dad, the shocks went out on my van, and so I put shocks on it.
No way.
I put air shocks on it in my driveway, and
Nice.
the air shocks kept leaking. You know, we'd be
Nice.
driving down the road and
Sagging
the
bolts,
things
yeah.
kept leaking, and it's like then we finally had to take it to the guy and pay him to do it and put on
Yeah.
not freaking Napa Auto or not AutoZone crap.
Well, like the last company I worked at, it seemed weird to me, but I got a new van at some point in time. Like my van had 350,000 miles. They got me a new van. I'm thinking, awesome, new van. Throw my tools in there, load it up, and let's go. It was just a van. Like I had to put the ladder rack together. I had to put the shelves together. I had to install the shelves. Like I had to put the bulkhead in there. And I mean, granted, that's not what I do every day, so I'm really not good at it. It took me like 3 days to empty my old van, put the new van together, put all my tools back on there. Like literally 3 days, no joke. 3 days of me not moving, not making any money.
Yeah.
And I was like, why didn't we just hire this out? Like I could have been
Yeah.
we could have had this done in half a day, and I could have been out on the road doing
Yeah.
calls.
That's what I did with the new Transit we got.
Bonkers.
Last year. We just ordered it like that. We told them what shelves we wanted. We
Yep.
wanted this refrigerant rack. We want this, and boom, it shows up like that.
Pre-installed.
The next van that I
Roll.
get, I want to literally take my van that I drive right now to the upfitter and say, do it like this, because I totally changed mine. I cut shelves, I moved stuff, I moved everything around, because our vans come completely outfitted, but then they're just generic. So I ended up putting drawer units and all this crap. But I just want to take mine in and say, do it like this, and I'd be willing to pay them, because to set my van up took me 2-3 days. Of two vans sitting there, one thing at a time, moving a shelf, moving this, doing this, because again, I'm doing the same thing as I do when I run my business. I'm putting my heart into it. I'm thinking too hard about it. I'm thinking, okay, if I put this nitrogen cylinder here, how's this going to, versus the outfitters are just
And
fucking.
then you basically have to dry fit all the shelving, and then you're like moving stuff around, and then you finally bolt it all into place, and then it's a day and a half later.
I should take some pictures or do a video of my box truck, because my box truck, this is the first, second, third, fourth. I think it's the fourth or fifth box truck that we've had since my dad started buying box trucks, and we've like built all the shelves and everything out of wood. And I have a sheet metal bench in there and everything else. Everything is built by hand, and I always try to like tweak it the next truck I get. And the problem with wood is it falls apart after a while.
Sure.
John Harrell in the chat says that his pot dealer cuts his grass too.
Nice.
Trade off. Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Actually, one of the joke presents I was going to give you, one of you guys, was get a small drill, or get us like a cheap drill and put all those attachments on it. I won't say where you see it, but there's a drill that you get all these attachments, and you take one off, put it. It's like the Batman drill. It's just funny. It just makes me laugh. It's like one bit, and then it retracts back. The next bit retracts back. You guys ever see that?
No.
That sounds amazing.
Are you talking about
I
just
couldn't do it.
that has a quick release check? I'm confused.
It's like you put your bits on around the friggin' drill. So your small drill, where you want to have a small drill, becomes a big monstrous.
So that
Friggin-
sounds like the old field piece freaking stick meter thing that you used to put on there, and it would become every tool in the
That
world.
too. Yeah. It's like that. I was gonna give you but because I couldn't deal with that.
Hey,
But
so,
anyway.
so we're pretty far into the show, Joe. Did you figure out how you're going to give away these nylogs yet?
I forgot all about that.
Let me think of something
See,
here.
my way of picking people sure is kind of nice now that you have to figure that one out, huh?
Hold on.
I
Let's
know,
think
right?
of an overly complicated way we can do something.
I don't know. But one thing before we go on with that refrigeration giveaway.
Again.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do that.
What
Let's
do you guys
do it.
want to do for Christmas? We should do something. What do you got? Any ideas?
Yeah, I was.
You know what's been trending is that stupid elf everywhere. That's been
I don't
trending.
care about that damn. You know what I want to do? I want to give away weird stuff. Not HVAC stuff.
I got something coming. It's gonna be
Stuff.
funny, but
Hey, Bill, I think you should start giving away your dinosaurs back behind you.
Never gonna happen.
yeah.
No,
Guys, zoom in, guys, zoom in. Check it
never
out.
gonna happen.
So for the
Take a
new
look at that.
in this show, Bill is obsessed with collecting these old school lead filled.
Imperial. They're
Lead-filled.
Imperial.
They're literally the plastic that are illegal to send to California
Look at Bill.
of lead.
They're vintage.
Don't
Imperial
get him triggered.
vintage.
Okay,
They're
say it
vintage.
right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Imperial. Don't pronounce it
Hey, Bill,
whatever you said.
I should send you. I got a Rubik's cube from York. Sent it to me.
What?
Really?
And
Why?
I was gonna
Yeah,
throw it
why?
out because it said York on it, so I should send it to you.
Damn right. That'd be awesome.
Wow.
Be better than this one. It's just rainbows.
Actually, you know what's
All right, so how are we gonna do this? We need to do this giveaway.
Wait. Joe's gonna say what's funny. What's funny?
Oh no, I was see nothing was funny. Nothing was
No.
funny. Actually, I don't know if anybody's in chat.
You remember how like when you're a kid and you're sitting in the back of a wagon and your dad's like pulling you or something? That's kind of what Joe's sitting like.
Twisted Candle Company just super chatted $5 and
They
said
want us-
NorCal.
Always. What a gentleman. What a
Hey,
guy.
Chris, can
Yeah.
you talk to him? Maybe we can. We're actually doing so everyone knows. And I was actually I messaged Bill about this, and he never responded to me because he's a freaking dick, and he only talks.
Message me?
He only talks between the hours of 4 and 6 a.m. in
I'm
the
telling you,
morning.
this week's
true.
been rough for Bill.
4
Bill
and
treats
6
us like
a.m.
his employees. He treats us like his employees,
Yeah.
where he just like comes into the chat at this certain period of time and he gives us this, and then done.
Yeah.
Here's the line in the sand. That's it.
It's-
Wiener jokes over here. Business talk over here.
It's 4 and 6 a.m. and then it's like 9 o'clock at night for a half hour, and then he's like, "I'm going to sleep. See you guys."
That's-
And so he's always on the pooper. You know, he has times when
Sadly,
he's on the
that
pooper.
is true. Sadly, it's sad but true.
But anyway, my point
Yeah.
is, I think you should make a thumbnail so we could start telling people for Christmas we're not actually going on Christmas because that is
Oh.
a Friday. We're gonna go on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So we should do a thumbnail. We should post it now so people know that we're gonna do it Saturday instead of the normal Friday. But that would be awesome, Chris. Why don't you talk to NorCal? Why don't we have him on for the day after Christmas?
Yeah, I'll ask him. Why did I become the NorCal?
Everyone has their own jobs.
Would it be hard to get like a guest like the day after Christmas though?
Yeah,
No, dude.
I feel like that's
his kids.
He's gonna be like, screw
yeah,
you.
it's like hard
Wow.
enough for us to be here.
No, it's not. I wanted to do it on Christmas. I'm like, you guys are
I mean,
Sally's.
I'm on call that weekend anyway, so it don't matter to me.
All too. So, yeah. All right. We keep changing the subject. We got 2 packs of this double packs of Nylog to give away.
We should go live Christmas morning.
You dumbass. Fucking subject.
Merry Christmas, everybody. I don't know, dude. It's gonna be a tough one.
Should we read a Christmas story on the Christmas show?
Sure.
Fucking asshole.
It was night before Christmas.
All right, I'm gonna pick someone right now in the chat.
All right, do it.
Sure.
Like 2 people, and one person. One person wins one each. You know what I mean?
I'm picking random people in the chat right now. You guys have a moment here. If you guys
And
are
you can't win. You couldn't have won this month. You gotta be different.
all right, if you guys are watching
Does
this,
anybody know who won this month?
No, but
Yeah.
we're just gonna go with it.
all right, you
We're gonna
guys
go with the honor system.
The honor system.
The honor system. Like put $5 in the bucket before you leave.
And take a fruit. Yeah.
start chatting right now. Anything, I don't care. I'm going to pick a random person in the chat. I've got 2 of these double packs of Nylog. I got a couple koozies and a couple little lanyard
You
things.
can't look at the screen. You gotta put it on, and then you open your eyes at least.
All right,
What?
look over here.
Something
I'm just randomly clicking the chat right now, and I'm just going to click on a name.
like- Okay.
And we've
I
got
have
one
an-
right now. HVACR Novice.
Bam.
You're a
Blam.
winner. So HVACR Novice, what you need to do is you need to send an email to hvacOvertime@gmail.com and let us know, and we'll get you a
Can I
little
pick
pack.
one?
Yep. Pick one.
Funny. I was-
TJK HVACR.
Who?
TJK HVACR.
TJK HVACR. Make
I-
sure you send an email to
Wait, some letters.
hvacOvertime@gmail.com.
I haven't seen him in here before, I guess.
Good. I like that. I
Yeah,
like that.
I wanted to pick somebody new.
So HVACR Novice and TJK.
HVACR.
TJK.
Oh, you know what I see? You know what I seen this week? It was weird. Maybe one of you guys seen it, but it was screwing up this building. So this building had fan coils, right? And this is not my company. I went to go see my this guy, you know. And what
Great.
it's a government building, dude. Government building. So what they installed though, the automation guys are the guys who are installing these thermostats, and they have these master communicating antenna thingies in the hallway, and they're in series with the thermostat, and so it senses if it's too cold in the house, it shuts off the heat. So they got sensors on the windows, doors, and it's in series. So as soon as it gets too cold, they see a big differential, whatever way it's doing it, and it closes the heat. Well, their systems are cheap and they're crap, and it's been screwing up this whole business, this
So
whole building.
they have multiple zone sensors, basically.
Yeah, I never seen that before. I don't know if you guys ever seen.
I've never seen it before, but it seems almost counterproductive, right?
Yeah, it's weird, but the government, they're saying, hey, you want to open the window, smoke your pot, and do your crack cocaine? Well, we're shutting off your heat. You can't have the window. I know, and each unit has. Anyway, so what they're doing, it's screwing up the system. It was just crazy. I never seen that before.
I've never heard of that before.
I was actually trying to ask the guy some questions. I wanted to see what kind of thermostat is. He couldn't tell me. It's like they're making it themselves, but it was failing. So, anyways,
were you there to work on that, or were you just?
I went to go check it out because he's like, "Come check this out. I never seen this before." So
come check it out, but we're not going to tell you anything about it.
Well, I'll tell you what. This guy was putting a thermostat. Nothing against these automation guys, because I love you guys, but some of them, he was putting a thermostat and he was drilling into the drywall with a drill first. A drill. So you had to drill.
Yeah. So do you know? I don't know about if you guys know the trick. Like I have a trick when I'm installing thermostats. You ever do the Honeywell thermostats and they come with the stupid little
anchor? Whatever you call them.
Is the big Phillips head bit on your
multi-screwdriver?
Yeah. Tap that into the wall. It's the perfect size. Yeah. You don't need no damn drill. Just tap.
I think for any of them, use a star.
Yeah, use that stupid bit. That big Phillips head bit is the perfect thing to round out copper. When you're trying to ream out copper, take that big bit and round it out. You can round out.
One thing I don't like about the Klein multi screwdriver is I always used to, like, when you're bringing thermostat wire into equipment like a furnace or whatever, I would wrap it around the Phillips head. I don't like the size of the Klein. I don't like
it's too big.
Yeah. I have the multi because it's so convenient. I have the one that when you flip it over, it has a 5/16 and a 1/4 inch. Those
are awesome. Yeah.
And then on the other side, but I don't know. I still miss my old school 6-in-1 that just had.
Me too. I have both. I think it was Adam or Ted at that time. It was like, oh, that's all you need or something.
Well, it's really frustrating though, because on the old 6-in-1s, when you got really desperate, you just start beating the shit out of it, and it only costs $6. You throw it away. When it got stuck in there. But that expensive one is 30-something bucks. So.
Well, I got to tell you something. One thing I learned recently is I never knew this before. I was never a big Klein guy, but like when you're replacing condenser fan motors, what's the size of the Klein? The hollow, the 1130 seconds.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that existed. I had no clue. Yeah. I'm sitting there with a freaking wrench like a dumbass.
I used to keep. I lost it, and I just never bought another one. I used to keep a normal shank. No, not even a socket. A normal shank nut driver, 11/32 in my tool bag, but it had the deep opening. You could stick it over anything that was long and tighten everything down. But I missed that 11/32. I have that mega giant one that's Klein that does all
that's stupid.
You have to carry in your bag.
Completely, that's a waste. Throw that thing. That's a bull.
I don't know. Lennox has the same thing, like a 9-in-1 sort of nut driver.
Yeah,
but I got a rolly pouch of like, I don't know, it's got like 8 or 9 different actual nut drivers and a handle.
Mm-hmm.
It's super small, super easy. It's got it's got every size that I need. Standard, of course.
So I have a question for all of you guys. So real quick, you don't get to think about this for very long.
12 inches. Okay. No, sorry. Go ahead.
Is that what you wish would fit? What is the one HVAC tool that you would want for Christmas? Like,
I already know.
What is the one HVAC?
I'm looking at them.
Say it. What is it?
Straight HVAC, or can it be like dual purpose?
Tool, whatever.
Tool, dude. Keep it HVAC.
I haven't even thought about this, to be honest with you. So I don't know. What would yours be, Joe?
I think it's going to be, there's a job coming. I'm sorry, let me give you background. There's a job I want to finish up. They said you have to finish the job, but it has to be the same stuff they're using. I'm going with press tool.
Oh, water or refrigeration?
Both. Get both jobs, but not obviously at the same time. But Milwaukee.
Got it. Yeah. That's not my wish, but I would like the Milwaukee press tool just because I'm big in the Milwaukee stuff.
Yeah.
What about you, Adam?
Hello.
That was me.
I'm kind of thinking, I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff like, I'm going to say 2. I'm not sure which one I would rather have. I want the Milwaukee threader, the battery powered pipe threader, or I really want the freaking retro tech blower door.
Yeah.
Fancy.
So, what about you, Bill? You want me to
Testo Smart Probes and the MR45.
why you want Testo over the field?
Why Testo?
I don't know. I don't have Smart Probes right now, and
Oh, okay.
You want the field piece ones, man.
yeah,
Field for you. You want the field piece ones. Trust me. The Tesla don't have the range, dude.
No,
Even the second gen, right, Chris?
I need something with range.
Yeah, that's why I always say to people,
I gotta have something where I can go off a roof and still be able to see it. I mean, that's one of the reasons.
You know what, Bill? You know what? I'm gonna send you my Sporland Smart Tools.
Are they good?
Like, what are you waiting for?
They're probably the best.
Christmas time. Tis the season. Come on.
You see how Chris is like promoting his brand over there. He's like, he's like, are they any good? And Chris is like, they're probably the best out there.
Probably the best. Just saying. I mean,
I didn't hear. I'm sorry, Chris.
I mean, like they do make wine glasses, so they're probably the best.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or pint glass.
Chris, what do you want, dude?
My one tool I think that I have no justification for is I want the really fancy Alnor flow hood that also has the attachment for checking exhaust fan grills. It has, for doing exhaust fans.
Yeah.
I have no justification for it. I could not sell it. I wouldn't make any money off of it. But I want it.
You know, I'm often, because I work on exhaust heads too, and I often wonder, like, because a customer will be like, "Yeah, it's just not pulling out enough smoke." I'm like, "Well, you're SOL," because I have no way to measure CFMs.
I had a captive air tech come out one time while we were trying to solve a really interesting problem, and he pulled out a what is the name of it? I'll think of it as soon as we're done with this. But he pulled out a certain brand, and it was on a telescoping pole, and it just basically had vinyl hoses going to it, and he was measuring the air going across, and I was just so intrigued. Like, dude, it's that easy. The interesting thing though is the measurement that it gives him. He had to input it and do a calculation to figure out CFM. So it's not just a straightforward boom boom. But I would like a fancy flow hood with that attachment to be able to check.
I gotta say, I was like researching between Alnor, and I saw Dwyer has an awesome. It's relatively new. I think it's about 2 years old now. Their smart hood that looks pretty badass too.
They all look interesting to me. They're very interesting. I've always been intrigued by those. Those are like my wish list tool for sure.
That's a good tool.
So
interesting.
Yep.
And a pair of Duluth pants. That's another smart one.
Well, I could send you a pair of used pants too if you'd like.
Problem with the Duluth is, what color are you looking for?
Pink.
What color pants do you guys wear?
What size waist do you have, Bill?
38.
Yes,
36 on a good day.
Fuck, dude. What's your height?
6 foot, 6'1".
Holy shit. So what are your pant length?
32.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you got your upper torso freaking tall, bro.
Me and you are the same size, Bill.
Like right now, I'm
short legs, man.
I'm standing up right now.
I don't think that.
You know what's even weirder? Like I wear a size, 16 boot or a 15 boot.
Wow.
It's awkward, man.
Dude, your wiener must be like 27 inches long.
Must be.
What size underwear do you wear?
How dare me say 12 inches? Like,
where's this going?
I don't know. Yeah.
I tried out a bunch of different pants, and I wasn't into the Duluth ones, but because I bought black and they faded too quick. But also the Duluth and the Wrangler rigs, and there was another one. They were super heavy duty and they were too hot for me. But on you guys in the Midwest and the East Coast, you guys would probably do fine with those. I roll with the 511 tactical, and they're super light, but you get cold. So when it gets super cold outside, when we get those like 2 days of like 30-degree weather, I wear thermals underneath them. So
it's all about 30 degrees weather. He's wearing thermals.
Yep,
exactly. Once I went Duluth, that's it. I'm done. Duluth is awesome. I will never go anywhere.
Once you go black Duluth, you never go back. I hear you.
I feel like you can't wear anything besides dark navy blue or black in this trade, because like if you wear just like khaki color or something, you're just gonna sweat through them and get them all dirty. And
it's like a one-time use.
Sean Schwab said that Bill is now being invited to my pineapple party.
Woo! What's going on, Sean?
What makes you think I haven't already been there?
Oh, snap. How did I get these hand-delivered mugs with the pineapple on it? Bill has one with his name on it, too.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
Wait a minute. So we're going to transition to the outro music, and we're going to...